your first match back after all that to kind of get a bonus point victory?
Yeah, it felt pretty good. My cardio was there the whole time. I was still working out pretty hard, and even though I was out not practicing, I was still there mentally, and the coach did a great job just keeping me ready for whenever I was coming back, so it felt pretty good.
What's this freshman season been like? Obviously, you had the adversity of the injury. I think Dresser said earlier in the season, I think there were a couple times maybe you would be considered maybe the quote-unquote underdog, and you're not going to be an underdog very often. Just what's it been like, being in different roles and navigating through all that, including the injury to this point, and now we're on the doorstep of March as the dual season winds down?
I'd say it doesn't feel like I'm a little old, so it doesn't feel like I'm like a freshman. But from my experience from last year, being in Iowa, getting wrestled that circuit of freestyle and senior level, it gave me almost like a confidence boost of like just knowing who I am as a wrestler and what my style is, and developing like what I need to use as tactically to wrestle these guys in college. Because the big transition was like tactics. Like I can't do as much things I want to do in freestyle that I can do in folk style.
Yep.
And I learned how to like use my pace in a way where it's more strategic than just go out there and just punch him a couple times and call it a day. And there's been a couple of injuries, but I mean, I trust the process here. I trust Dresser. I trust what they do for me, and I know if I listen to them, I know what they're talking about, and I put my whole trust into them, and I'm their soldier. I'll do whatever they want.
Do people underestimate how tough it is to adjust from freestyle to folk style? When you're all in on freestyle for a long period, and then you got to go all in on folk style, and back and forth, obviously, because you have other aspirations besides just college wrestling.
Yeah, it is a little different because, I mean, I did 3 or 4 years of freestyle, and then I like totally forgot my top. I didn't know I had a top till like I watched my 8th grade middle school matches, and I was like, dang, I was pretty good on top. So I got back to some of my tactics from there, and I was like, wow, I'm pretty good. And so I started doing it more in practice, and you don't lose your cardio from it, but you lose like the endurance. Like I remember when my first couple of months I was here, weeks, and my hands would like start cramping because I'm squeezing so hard. You used to learn how to like pressure and stuff like that, and so that's what you gotta learn from like on your feet too in freestyle. Is like you can't just squeeze and push because you don't know if you're gonna go into overtime or you don't know if you're gonna get that takedown or get the reversal. So that's why it is a little bit of transition though if you haven't done it for a very long time.
The one thing that is new for you this year is this will be your first time wrestling UNI. What have the guys kind of told you about this rivalry and what it kind of means for the program?
It's a little similar to the Iowa State, but it's a little more like personal because they're in Big 12, and we'll get to see them way more often than we do for Iowa. And so a lot of the guys are like, we want to kill them. So it'll be pretty cool.
Does this fire you up a little bit, just make it mean that much more having a rivalry like that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big team guy. I'm really competitive. Me and Switters here are pretty competitive, and so we don't like to lose, especially in teams, because we know we're the best team out there, and I think we can put a show out. But it's a combat sport. Anything can happen. So we're just gonna go out there and just perform our best.
What do you know about Ryder Downey as your upcoming opponent?
I know he's a Iowa guy, I think, like an Iowan, whatever it's called, and so he's pretty good. He did better than me in Vegas, and so it'll be a good competition, and he's done a pretty good job this whole year, and so it'll just be a good battle, and hopefully we get some good scraps in.
It's a top 15 matchup too. I mean, how do you approach that, particularly coming off an injury, just getting yourself ready and preparing for what's going to be a battle?
Yeah, I know it's going to be tough. I know he's a top-ranked guy, and I don't even know about these rankings. There's so many people doing rankings now, so I don't even get caught up in that. I have no clue. Some days I'm 30, some days I could be 4. Who knows? And it don't matter. I know all matters is everyone tells me it matters about March, and so if I just put my best performance out every weekend and just worry about one match at a time, then I think good things will happen.
You've kind of become someone that people really look forward to in terms of just like the lineup, you just bring so much to the mat. What does it feel like for you to be someone that people really look forward to, like a match they circle when they're going through what's coming?
I would say it's pretty cool because I know that I'm a pretty aggressive wrestler, and so sometimes I could be in a good way or a bad way, and I just like to. I know that there's only be 7 minutes left in the match, and if I don't pull my heart out in that match, I didn't put enough, and so I just go as hard as I can, and I guess people like watching that. So,
With this being your first season as a Cyclone, what's it been like to wrestle at Hilton?
it's pretty cool. It's a really great experience, especially those heated duels when we're throwing up big points, like MJ pinned that guy and freaking out. It was pretty cool, and so I don't know. It's a different experience. Something you just gotta be in the moment to experience.
Talk about you guys as a team. You guys seem very close. You know, you guys are always out on the mat side cheering each other on. Talk about your relationship as a team.
I think we're a pretty deep team. We're pretty connected. We're all hanging out every weekend. We're all chatting. We're all pretty close to each other. It's not like we are like all segregated. We all hang out with each other, and like we're all open with each other. That's the best part, because sometimes some people are going through some things, and you just talk to each other, and there's no budge or anything. We just chat.
What kind of damage can your team do in March? Not you specifically, but also a team with a lot of, on paper, I know you're not that young, but on paper, a lot of young guys, and then the Davids and the Youngers of the world.
I think we're going to do pretty good. I mean, we just got to prepare as a team, one step at a time, and I think we can pull off something pretty cool. But I don't know, I just feel like we have something special here, and I think our team knows that, and we just got to show it off week by week.
What are the things for you? Obviously, Northern Iowa this week. You're going to Missouri in a couple weeks. What are the things particularly for you you're trying to work on as you get ready for that postseason round?
Just mentally, staying focused throughout the whole time, and just worry about what I need to do in the matches, and going out there and just throwing all it out. Like, when I'm off the mat, I gotta be tired, and if I'm not tired, I know I didn't work hard enough, and I know that guy's not tired. Even if I am tired, I'm hurting, I know that guy's gonna be hurting too, and so it's like almost like you gotta push yourself in the room mentally, almost you're trying to like kill yourself in the room so that you can go out there in the match and put a show out there.
As you mentioned, it's a combat sport, but what's it like after you have to deal with some injuries, to have somebody sink their teeth into your head and need to have your head stapled and get back?
Yeah, I was in the match, and I just like, all I remember is like Tim looking at me. I was like, oh, hi. And so I don't know, it's that's what I love about the sport. It's like, it's gladiator, like blood can be flowing everywhere. It's almost like UFC with just a couple rules, you just can't punch him, and so it's like probably harder in a way. And so I don't know, I love that like aspect of the sport where you get to fully just go out there and just put your hands on someone, just go out there and break them.